That's what the editing software is for.
Yeah, I don't even know how to work that shit yet. Hello.
What up?
What up, Peter? How you doing, buddy?
Good, man. How you doing?
Not bad, dude. Not bad.
Yeah.
Another day.
Another day.
Fort Collins, Colorado. Pretty rad, though.
It's pretty nice today, man. First 70-degree day.
Oh, dude. Sun shining.
Yeah, it's that first fake spring.
Yeah, Buku springs to come.
Yeah.
Fort Collins, Colorado. How'd you, every time I come here, I'm like, I love this place. And then after like a month of being here, I'm like, I fucking don't mind leaving Fort Collins.
Yeah, it's been a love-hate relationship with me. Like, I don't hate. It's always like, yeah, man, it's just one of those places where it's really nice, man. Living here is pretty easy. It's easygoing.
That's for sure.
The weather's not bad. Like, we get winters, it's cold.
Yeah.
But like, we get a lot of sunshine.
But it's like even a beautiful winter too, you know what I mean? Like that 10 days of frigid cold that we had since I've been here.
Yeah.
It was totally acceptable. You know what I mean? It's like, substituted by then fucking 7 days of it being 40, 50 degrees.
Yeah, well, like the past 4 years I've really liked it because my work has been seasonal, so I've always hibernated a little bit in the winter and like took that time to plan for the next year and
plant the seeds.
Yeah,
bro.
exactly.
Try and germinate.
Then this time of year starts to get really busy and yeah, no, it's good though. I mean, it's definitely a nice balance.
A good balance is the most important part of breakfast.
Yeah. Yeah, gotta eat your Wheaties.
Gotta eat your weeds, bro. I think I popped like 40 milligrams just straight out the gate this morning. I wouldn't surprised if I ate more than 100 milligrams right now. Is that normal? Do you know if that's normal?
I don't know, man.
Do I have a medical problem?
I'm not a
doctor.
Cannabis user, really. So
that's true. That's true.
Yeah, I mean, but for you, when in Colorado, you always indulge.
When in the Rado, bro. Speaking of which, yeah, so that's cool, man. That's right. Yeah, and you do. And how long you been working in Colorado for yourself? That's where I'll start.
2016.
2016.
Yep. Started a painting company out here, residential, and we're slowly moving residential, commercial.
And that came about. You just because I mean I know you but like did you have any experience in the painting before?
No, man. It was just in the heart of the cards, man.
In the heart of the cards.
I was going to school and I was not happy with what I was doing.
Which happens when people go to school,
Yeah, I was definitely like looking. I wanted to do some like engineering or something like that, and then I got really into the thick of the math and science, and which I'm into, but I just was.
It's like those are cool words, and it's good job for science and stuff like that. But
yeah, no, it's good though. Yeah. But I was going to school, and then I decided I knew some people who ran painting companies here in Colorado, and I decided to start knocking on doors and selling paint jobs, and then it kind of just took off slowly every year, and yeah, I've just been doing it ever since. But yeah, it's good.
Pretty challenging not knowing what you're gonna do like in college and figure that out as you go and then stumble across this fucking company.
Well, yeah, I was already late to get into college too. Like I spent the younger half of my years, like 20s, just kind of traveling around, is where I met you.
Booting and scooting.
Yeah. Just kind of lived in New Orleans and I lived in Hawaii, Durango, just trying all sorts of odd jobs out.
Just a rambling man.
Worked in the oil field, and then after the oil field up in Williston, I had enough, and I said,
Tapped in the Williston.
Tapped. And so I came down to Colorado to go snowboarding, and then I was like, well, I can't do this forever. I can, but
well, you could.
Yeah,
you could
definitely. It wouldn't be a bad life.
Yes. I guess Sonny Bono is one of the exceptions in that situation.
Yeah, he was probably on vacation or something.
Is that too soon?
Yeah.
Make fun of a guy dying from skiing. Who else has died from skiing? Somebody else did.
I don't know. Yeah. But yeah, I found Fort Collins and kind of left for a little bit and came back, and then found a niche of running a painting company.
Yeah, if you're like me, which I've, I started running, I guess, just kind of trying to get away from shit. Kept stumbling into cool situations, meeting good people and stuff like that, but fuck. Just managed to kind of like torture them, you know what I mean? Is that what brought you to where I met you, which is New Orleans?
Yeah, man. I grew up in Tucson, Arizona, man, and I was struggling with pretty hard drugs out there. Drugs. Yeah, from like 16 to
it's funny, like
21, 22. I was close to losing my life.
It's just crazy how how hard drugs get to some people so young. Like I could tell you, I went from being able to buy weed to like I can get you fucking meth and like you know what I mean. Like it was like within a 2-day transformation. It was like, hey, look at that! I got a bag of pot, guys. And then next thing you know, I like come to the park where everybody would hang out, and it's like just like just fucking banging hookers. It's like wow, we adulted fast. Like I guess this is the level we're on now.
Yeah, it's crazy, man. I don't know how it really happened. I guess it was just everywhere in the school I went to, and were
you associated with like
older siblings too?
Yeah, brothers, sisters, brothers,
yeah.
Brothers.
And I kind of just
were you in and out of school programs and stuff like that? Did you manage to stick to like baseball?
No, I started football like freshman year of high school, and then I quit.
And then quit
party
the freshman year of high school. Yeah. At least you made it.
I did 2 weeks.
Right.
I was like 2 weeks in.
Hey, that ain't bad, dude. At least you made it to high school. You know what I mean?
Yeah. No, it was good, man. I mean, I learned a lot in those
hard
years,
times, right? I mean,
especially reflecting.
So you moved from the hometown to New Orleans to get away from drugs.
No, there's a series of events. I left. I got some cousins and my uncle stay out in Hawaii, so I stayed with them right when I graduated high school. Worked out in Maui for a year, and came back to Tucson. Started screwing up again. Left. Got a job doing like wildland firefighting training, like chainsaw sawyer work out in like thinning the forest and around.
Where was that? Out in Arizona?
The Four Corners area is we're based in Colorado, but we'd go to
Colorado.
Colorado and New Mexico mostly.
Colorado. Nice.
So I did that, and then I started messing.
Did you enjoy that type of work or what?
Yeah, I used to love it, man. That's why I always wanted to get back to Colorado. Like it's just the the outdoors, man. I've always felt comfortable outdoors, and so that was really cool.
So comfortable outdoors, but then here you are. So now you're leading into getting to New Orleans.
Yeah, so I left back there, messed up some more.
So just a trail of personal. So I mean, like, because I know how it is, dude. Like when you burn enough like spots on the map, you know what I mean. Start running out of options.
I was running from myself, man. That was all it was. I was not okay sitting with who I was, and I was just masking it with a lot of drugs, and it was not. It wasn't a good time, man. It was.
Right. I mean, so if you, I get the hurt and shit like that, but like in the process of masking your shit with drugs, there's some good times in there. You know what I mean? I'm not saying like, whoa, everybody, I'm okay with doing heroin, fucking doing drugs and shit, but if there's a reason why people fucking do it, and it's like, yeah, it's a good time, but the shit is not. You're not supposed to full blown maniac.
Dude, it's like a mixture of like pleasure and guilt and shame.
Yeah,
like a cycle that keeps you going.
Just revolving door.
Yeah, so there was definitely I had a lot of adventures. Those times.
Can't remember most of them in fucking bullshit.
Yeah, I can. There's some of them I don't, but a lot of them I do. Because I ended up getting completely sober. I started drinking a lot when I did finally get to New Orleans. And that's when I met you, and I had to get out of there because I was drinking way too much.
Yeah, so you'd gotten to New Orleans, right? So and that's where we are now. We're traveled around. We're at New Orleans. Things are getting thick again.
Yeah, but a whole new level, because like I started drinking when I was younger before all the drugs, and it kind of put it on pause. But then when I found New Orleans, my dad had moved out there, and I was there was a couple situations in Tucson where I knew I was not gonna live if I didn't get out of that city, and so
that was in Tucson.
Yep. And so I decided the BP oil spill happened, and I was always looking for odd jobs, so I went out to New Orleans to try to find work to help clean that up.
You were finding work to help clean up the BP oil spill.
Yeah, but ended up.
Because did you watch like an infomercial or something like that? Like, what do you mean you?
No, actually.
Who the fuck goes to New Orleans? Where'd you go? Did you pack a squeegee and a bucket and just like?
No, actually, it was funny because there was a show on HBO called The Treme, and I watched that before I went out there, and I was just like, "What? That's New Orleans? That looks crazy." And then I went out there and then started hanging out down in the French Quarter and just like walking around everywhere, taking the streetcar.
Right.
And then by the time I had
so
2
you're
weeks
there
of
with your squeegee and your bucket.
There was no way.
Like, I'm
not taking my squeegee and bucket to go clean up.
Railing.
Yeah.
No, I the squeegee. Sold the squeegee.
I found a job on Bourbon Street as a door guy, hustling people to get in the restaurant.
See, that's something I wish I would have got into. Like, I envy those opportunities to have just been like the door guy. You know what I mean?
Yeah. It was an evolution. It was like door guy to server to bartender at a restaurant.
Yeah, because when I met you, you were bartending. I don't know what bar you were bartending at. I think it was basically Turtle Bay on Bourbon Street, right? Mm-hmm. On Bourbon Street, because they had just opened it up.
Yeah,
which is now Resurrection or whatever it is. You know what I mean? What up, Steve?
Yeah, I haven't. I mean, I still go back to New Orleans quite often, but. Well, I guess not this last year, but yeah, it was an experience, man. But then that the French Quarter, Bourbon Street, that life just chewed me up, man. I just got out of control pretty quick.
I understand, dude. That washing machine, dude. That cycle.
Yeah, it was pretty bad. But again,
raging though, too, because it's so accepting up there. They're like, "Oh fuck, look at you," and you're just like diving head first into like a bag full of shit, and everybody's like, "Hey,"
it's like a heavy drinker's paradise.
Yeah,
it really is.
Dude.
Bars don't shut down, and you could just do whatever. Walk
time
around.
You could smoke in the bar too. I think, right?
Yeah, that was
20.
Yeah. Yeah, man, it was definitely
that was great smoking in bars.
Yeah.
Well, yeah, let me just get blasted drunk and smoke 2 packs of cigarettes in the morning.
Oh, dude, it's gnarly.
If anybody ever wonders why, they're like, "How do you get that voice?" Yeah. You gotta fucking want it.
Yeah.
Yeah. So I mean, because I was in the same boat. You know what I mean? Just tired, fucking perspired. New Orleans gets the best of you. If you let it. So then it was time for us to meet up, do our little thing, dude. We backpack and hitchhike the what was it, PCT, some of the hike, but basically the Pacific,
the West Coast,
dude.
California to Washington,
cauliflower to broccoli, dude. All the way, bro.
Yeah.
Yeah, and then after a good little stint and little journeys, a couple of little spats out in Washington, yeah, we boogied on down to the good old North Dakota.
Yeah, man, that trip was pretty insane. Like it was good. We just kind of
it was long. It was long in a short amount of time too, because you look at it, we left. I mean, I had celebrated my birthday in a trailer somewhere. You know what I mean, right? Like
Bridgeport.
Yeah, Bridgeport.
That's where we decided to start hitchhiking.
Yeah, Bridgeport. Shout out to Bridgeport.
In the hot springs.
In the hot springs.
In the hot summer.
In that summertime hot springs. No food, no money. No joke. Shit was great.
Gifted leftover water.
Drinking human stew water and yeah. Like little quinceañera party in town had
no
a
human stew
leftover.
Water was drunk. Huh? No human stew water was drunk.
Yeah, I mean, maybe not for you. Sit in a hot tub and not drink the stew, dude.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Got to make sure the broth tastes right. What do you do? How do you cook?
Am I done yet?
It is. I got about 45 more minutes. A little bit more salt on me. Yeah, so that was fun, dude. Good journey. And then all of a sudden, boom, you're here. You are been in Fort Collins, Colorado. Like you said, you've started a business. Just as of almost a year, St. Patrick's Day, right? You're gonna be.
It was no, I started the business in 2016.
2016 leapies, dude.
Yeah, so technically the business is a year old.
You only get to celebrate it that anniversary.
Yeah,
that's good, dude. Save money that way.
Yeah.
Fucking
I
smart.
wish I could do taxes that way.
Yeah, dude. Well, I mean, some people can do taxes, some people can't. I can't do taxes. So yeah, business is going good. That's phenomenal. You got a cool spot out here. It's if anybody's wondering, I'm parked out in front of Peter's house and have been so
for about a month.
And this was the whole setup I was going to do, is come here and hang out with Pete, record some stuff, and
make some music.
A month later, here we go. You know what I'm saying? Yeah. Like, I'm excited to carry this on further, and I'll be looking forward to it.
Dude, it's a rad concept. I like it, man. Fucking, what is it, going somewhere?
So it's
bound for something?
Something bound or bound for something. We're something bound.
Bound for something.
Something bound.
Something bound. Yeah.
Or bound for something.
Yeah, it's cool, man. I mean, I was impressed when you pulled up in this van.
Yeah, it's a pretty slick ride, dude. This thing.
Yeah, and I think that's why it's been like nice. That, like, I mean, it's a long stay, but you've just had your own studio apartment out here.
Yeah. Word to people trying to, you know what I mean? Like, it's a interesting vibe. I mean, I feel bad for your electrical bill, dude. And at any point in time,
we haven't seen it yet.
Yeah, so. I'm leaving, dude, and it's gonna show up, and I'm just gonna hear fucking play as I'm crossing into Wyoming.
Fucking yeah, pretty much.
But sorry about that. Nah, you know what I mean. Like, you get at me, I'll get. You know, we'll be square. But yeah, so it's a strange concept. Like, hey, do a podcast, but you gotta let me just kind of chill out at your house for a month.
Yeah, let me get set up.
But it's cool, dude. A lot of new things, man. I figured it would be dope to come here and start it with you. You and I backpacked, hitchhiked, did all that good stuff. So yeah, there's a lot of news going on, dude. You just had a baby 4 months ago.
Just had a baby.
That's
almost 5 months in a few days, man. He's growing fast. It's rad. I never thought. I never thought it would be in the cards, but I guess I'm very, very blessed. He's a cool dude.
You got a cool little bean sprout, dude. Now, is that just like, the overwhelming part coming into, I'm about to have a baby? Because you've been married. You guys were married, have a baby.
Yeah, we decided to, we found out my wife was pregnant, and we decided to get married, and it's been great. It's been, the learning curve was definitely there. There's been struggles along the way, but we've definitely grown so much closer through it, and it's been amazing, man. The relationship has been going very good.
You got to work at it, right? There's no bullshit, and it's fucking ugly.
No, it's like, you start,
because the reality is there's people right now going through the same thing that is like never. So if they were to listen to you for the first time, which I don't know the 5 people that will possibly listen to me for the first time, but would hear it, would be like, I'm losing my mind, and this guy's like, oh well, yeah, it's cool, we're just working. You know what I mean? Like, the reality of the sitch is like, like, give me the deets, bro. I want to know as a guy that's not having a baby, how it feels to be going through this thing right now, like,
dude, it's like a mixture of like all emotions, man. It's like a mixture of like a little bit of, I mean, obviously joy and happiness,
right?
Fear. Then I'm like, I don't want to make sure I'm doing the right thing, like, yeah, man, it's just a mix, dude. And like, so we were married with the child, and
And how long have you two known each other? I mean, if you don't mind me.
No, we've known each other for 3 years.
And you guys met in the program.
Yep. We were both sober, and
sober.
Yep. And so, it's good. This year was really difficult for us. We went through a lot of challenges.
It's a lot of challenges, a lot of different changes, dude.
Getting married with the baby during
a pandemic, bro.
Like,
that's crazy.
It's a miracle girl for the soul, though, man. Like we we're gifted the time during it to be able to like sit with
but there's got to be like a process where it's like, is it fucking worth it? Like the struggle to get through it, right? I mean, it can't just all be like gravy train, like like blanket statement. Like I'm just saying, there's got to be a structure, like a struggle to it, and that's what's the interesting thing. Because I know you're not equipped. I'm not going to say you're not equipped to be a father, but like I haven't been really hanging out with you in what is it, the 6 years you've been? We pop in and out of each other's lives, but it's like
it's usually like this. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Show up for like a month, kick it.
I mean, and we both like coexist in our separate worlds and go through our struggles and stuff like that. But like in the time that I've known you, never once was it like, oh, I think I'm gonna be a father and a married man, and that whole situation. Usually it was like this raging, you know what I mean, on both sides. Like we were both just like gung ho and fucking burning shit down. You know what I mean? Like, but I think, so from going gung ho, burn the shit down. Like, what was the process? How were the falls? What you know what I mean? What were the climbs?
It's crazy, man. If it really wasn't for, because I decided to like quit drinking in 2017, and I was
so there was like reasons to quit drinking, obviously. You know what I mean?
Yeah, I just wasn't happy, man. I was depressed, and I was like constantly depressed, like and I was delusional, man. I was like, I was thinking I was still having a good time, when I was on it, but then when I was off it, I was so unhappy, and I was like, what is it? Is it my job? Is it like this relationship? Is it this? And I never ever would admit that it was the booze, and so
because you would feel like shit the next day, and you got to go drink back into not feeling like shit.
Yeah,
so
I was a binge drinker more than like a daily drinker, but when I went. And,
that's what a binge drinker is, a daily drinker, just not very often.
Yeah, but it was, dude, those 2 years were like 2018, 2019 were like the
pinnacle,
like 2 years of extreme growth, man. It was very uncomfortable, really taking a look at myself and my actions, realizing I was hurting the people around me, the relationships, my relationships were falling by the wayside. My relationship with myself was like non-existent. Yeah, I went from this like.
Was that out of the paranoia? Like what stemmed you, like when you were to get to the point, what would take you to the low, and why would you keep riding that low? You know what I mean? There's always something, like with me, there was something in my mind that was like, you fucking deserve to be, you know what I mean? Or, like you're not worth it type scenario. So it like, I just keep tearing myself down. I don't know if that's like a commonality with anybody.
Yeah, it was definitely, man. Yeah. I lost all self-confidence, man. Like I said, it's like that. It's like that cycle of like pleasure and guilt and shame. So then I do something to make myself feel better, but then when I'm done doing it,
you feel like shit doing it.
I feel terrible myself, and then I
can't look at yourself in the eyes, man.
I think I have to rely on that. There was a long time I knew I had to quit drinking, and I didn't want to because I thought I couldn't rap anymore.
Right.
And then I was dead wrong, because like after I quit drinking, I actually like really learned how to rap like way better.
So when you decided that you really had to give up drinking, which year was that? 2017?
17.
So 2017, you decided you just gave it up.
Yeah. I went to AA for a while and did that and worked the steps, and yeah, man, it was intense. I definitely
What's
did
working
a lot.
the steps like? I mean,
it's just like self-examination, prayer, meditation, and being of service.
Yeah.
Kind of like I would wrap it up into that.
That would be the quick if I was running.
Yeah,
if you're running down the street real fast and had to
find something to believe in, the universe, whatever you want to call it, God, whatever it is.
A higher power,
Yeah, something, man, and just have faith. Just like,
and AAs are getting different now too. It's like the new generation of people kind of realizing the trap of alcohol and fucking drugs. It's like that's how they get you. That's what it is.
Yeah.
And so it's getting younger, like, because when I was started going to A, because, you know, California State was like, yo, you fucking go caught fucking doing something stupid. Here you go hang out. And then I'm in there and there's like fucking legless Bob, you know what I mean? Like drank his leg away, killed his wife and kids in a car accident, and like, I'm an alcoholic. And I'm like, well, fuck, you know, I got to go 32 more times. I got to go to this. Like, so
Yeah.
it's a different experience from, I don't know, what most people are used to when they're forced to go. You know, you don't get to go in there and see like, hey, there's people that are there meaningful if you're forced to go, is what I'm guessing.
Yeah, I mean, you have to want to be sober.
Yeah,
and like I think
sure.
I think if you really want to be sober, you're gonna find a way, whether it's through AA.
Fuck, you gotta want to be fucked up too. You know what I mean? Like, think about how hard it is to move into a town and then just go back into being a drug addict.
Yeah,
you got to go back and get established. You know what I mean? Trust, bonds. You know, like it's a weird thing, dude. And then to recover from that, it's a choice as well. Like,
yeah.
So that's two conscious perspectives that you've been on, and now here you are as a father. So you quit drinking 2017, father.
Yeah, married father. You know, really working on my business and
how's sobriety and having a kid?
It's good, man. You know, like this year's been a struggle, man. I had actually a couple of slip ups, like nothing crazy, but like it.
That's just a part of the biz, right?
Honestly, I fell out of emotional sobriety. Like is the best way to put it. Like
just state of confusion.
Confusion, kind of just fear.
All the old things came back knocking on the door, right?
The way I see it, man, it's like you are either like every moment is unknown.
Yeah.
Right.
Yes, sir.
Unless like we do these things to try and make it comfortable, so we can predict the known and do the same things every single day to make it comfortable. And you know, I think most people want to stay in that comfort zone. And then like for the way I see like sobriety is like you can either be afraid of the unknown or you can embrace the unknown and have faith in the unknown. And I think that's like, to me, that's what emotional sobriety is, where like, am I having faith that, you know, I can achieve my goals and like live up to like
the expectation,
not an expectation, but like a purpose to be of service to this world.
Some
versus
type of
like
moral
selfish
standard that you.
Yeah, instead of being like self-centered, like how can I contribute to this world? How
because that's what people? Like addiction truly is, in a sense, right? It's just like, I'm not going to contribute. I'm going to focus on me and you know, dilute myself as much as it's also a disease. But
it's like, I think it's just the ultimate form.
Isolates you very much.
It's like the ultimate form of selfishness. You're literally only focusing on yourself. I
don't care.
I'm gonna try and feel good.
Too bad, guys. Sorry.
Really care. Yeah.
I'm gonna fucking shit on your lawn tonight, Gary, and there's nothing you can do about it because emotionally I'm fucking avoid.
Until you wind up in jail for shitting on another lawn.
Yeah, dude, and then you gotta go walk around every new neighborhood, be like, "Yeah, my name's Blake. I've fucking been known to shit on lawns." Got a collar and shit. You know, this guy's not chipped.
Yeah. Put a leash on.
Put a leash on him. Leash your Blake.
Yeah, man. I don't know. So it's been a while, man, but it's good. Like, you know, through all of like the struggle, like I'm at a point where it's like, you know, I still am a firm. You get one life, man. Like, never give up. Over the past couple of years, I really started pursuing music. I went to music school down in Boulder for like Ableton production. And you know, that has its ebbs and flows, especially since and
that's another thing, just kind of jumping into is a hard situation to, you know, just jump into anything like, oh, I'm going to start going to college for becoming an audio engineer is not something people just take lightly and do. So congratulations on that.
Yeah, I mean, it was good. It was definitely, I was doing that like while running my company. And so it was like back and forth.
And then starting a family too, right?
At the same time. It was all of it, man. And then I think that's kind of what happened. I had so many irons in the fire.
Fire.
It got really stressful because, you know, it's not that you can't accomplish all those things at once, but it takes like impeccable time management and like, for like
impeccable time management. You gotta be 100% on the ball.
You gotta know what you're doing all the time, and like And again, it's the faith, man. I have found that my life goes 100 times better when I like surrender over to whatever the fuck we're in, whatever this like brought us to existence. Like, I don't know what it is.
But it's like 100%. So you're like, I know it's 100% better. But like, I mean, as a person, you know, like I try to make the decisions that are best of me. What's in it in you that makes you want to keep fucking up then? Because if it's 100% better, and then we always like, as a human, as an addict, as a fellow addict, there's, you know what I mean? Like, when you get to that point where like things are going, what's it like? Why do I got to tear this down?
Well, it's like, for me, I always think it's like the stress, man. And like the only way I've found in the sobriety to counteract that stress is like meditation, working out. You know, we're doing this diet right now.
Yeah, that's pretty cool.
Clean food helps so much. Like when I've eaten clean and like eating like shit, you know, no nicotine. I've quit nicotine a few times, but I kind of been struggling with that, picking it back
up. Yeah, I've been lucky I can, you know.
Yeah, but like what I've noticed is like the more I can be sober from, and that includes like the things that you don't really think about. Like for me, sugar, like refined sugar, man, I can crush a bag of fucking Sour Patch Kids.
Them sneaky, slimy ones, dude.
But then I just feel like shit afterwards, or like the.
But it's also, I mean, dude, if it wasn't for like, I think in a process like being so health conscious, I wouldn't be feeling like shit. You know what I mean? But like, if I'm constantly like eating a bag of fucking Oreos every day, and you know what I mean?
That
like,
was me.
Yeah, I'm just
saying. I overdo it.
Blasting a box of cereal, like, and then it's just a downward spiral. Like next thing you know, I'm eating ham on ham sandwiches, and
yeah, that's the thing, man. I everything I do, I overdo. Like, that's pleasurable, but which is like a gift. At the same time, it's just finding a balance, man. I think it's really.
I think like the most people that I've experienced, like that have the chemical imbalance of drugs, you know what I mean, usually are like they tend to go all in, or they don't go at all with every aspect. You know what I mean? They like look at that person, it's like, oh, that person doesn't, you know, they're either, you walk into their house, it's either spotless or it's either garbage. There's no in between. And I guess that is what people learn when they work those steps. And the process. So some of the processes, take me through them. I mean, say, I don't know, like which were the big ones?
Like, I don't know. For me, the biggest, like I said, the biggest growth I've had is like when I am like self-examination, like taking the time to write out and take a look at myself. Like inquiry.
That's a big deal. Diary and examination.
Well, just like being able to sit with your emotions, you know, because like, you know, when I first started meditating, it was so uncomfortable. You sit there and like it's physically painful to like, because you're no longer masking all of this raw emotion that I've been masking for so many years, and now I'm taking the time to sit with myself and really like find my part in the action, you know, of like if the fear, is it unreasonable or whatever, and using you know, meditation to sit with it, and then prayer to truly ask for it to be removed. And like,
so when you say prayer, explain to me what that is.
And it's anything like the way I look at prayer, it's intention, man. Any thought.
But like if you say it's anything, then it's like, you know what I mean. Some people be like, I fucking prayer, you know what I mean?
I know it's you know, people hear that word and they think religion.
Yeah, they immediately go into that. But what like a personal definition of prayer?
Every thought, spoken word, and action is registered into this universe, and I think
that's
like
a prayer?
you could, 100%.
Every thought.
I truly do, and like it's cleaning up.
So your physical action, like when you're just chilling out, like when I just slob around on a couch and fucking don't do shit all day, that's like my prayer.
Yeah, I mean that's what you're sending out to the.
That's
it's like
what I'm sending
an energetical
out. Yeah.
vibration you're putting out into. It's what you're calling into your life, and then so that's the funny thing about.
That's what you're summoning.
Yeah, it's the funny thing about like you're sitting there and you're like, I hate being lazy. I hate being lazy.
But I'm sitting here,
and you're focused on being lazy, and that's all that's going to keep arising.
But that shit happens if like. What do you use to pull that out? I mean, in the reality, if there's anything that's ever bound you, and like what pulls you out of it, then like is it because you say prayer and meditation, but if that worked, then you wouldn't get to if that worked every time, then you wouldn't get to the point where you'd break.
Well, so then a support group, man, having people around you who are going through the same thing. People you could like check in with and talk to, and like I've been very grateful to have a handful of people in my life on this journey of recovery who have helped me like so much. I could read all the books in the world, but really it boils down to like, and it's not even them. It's just like almost like a soundboard of someone who understands exactly what you're talking about.
And then just being present there.
Well, just being able to like understand it
because a big part of like what people are afraid of about being so sober, I guess, is losing the social aspect. Like you said, you're afraid you can't rap. Like some people can't talk, and some people can't interact with people. So it's
until you learn how to. Like that's what I.
So relearning is the process, but like
yeah.
But that's the scary thing is like, oh, I might not be able to, or these people that I've grown with, and it's if you're having a personal problem with alcohol, then you should obviously go and seek help or
find something, man.
Somebody.
It's something. It doesn't matter what it is. Right. It could be the program. It could just be something where you're surrounded by other people going through the same thing.
Just go to the grocery store and just hang out.
Yeah,
by the lettuce.
Yeah,
and make jokes about it. Be like, "Oh, you think this lettuce ever gets claustrophobic? Let us out."
Yeah, it's it's crazy, man. I don't know. It's a trip.
It is a trip. So, I mean, ebb and flows of the whole situation. Realities are like everything's beautiful, that's and you summon that from being positive.
The attitude of gratitude, man. Be thankful for what you got. Be thankful you're taking, and if you don't have much, just be thankful you're taking a breath. It's that simple. Like we can, it's like gratitude is the ultimate state of receivership. If you're not thankful for the things that you got around you, and then you have this idea of the things that you want, so you got this fantasy of where you want to be. And your life is not, it's negative, and you're like, that sounds great, man, but my life is fucked. I'm overdue on these bills, whatever the fuck. But like, if you can't find a place to be thankful for what you got in the moment, that's what I think creates depression or anxiety, whatever, is I've got this fantasy that where I want to be, that I'm obsessing over, and I'm spending all of my energy worrying about it instead of just letting go of what I think I know about that future, because it doesn't exist. It's a fantasy.
So, but depression is like a tool that your mind uses usually to spark you into like, oh, I'm going to excel into something else. Like, I know it's like debilitating, but like if it wasn't for depression and stuff like that and bouts of like insecurity, I mean, who would ever... Like, there's not one person, like, do you think Michael Jordan just woke up and was like, man, I'm fucking 6 years old, I got this. But maybe Michael Jordan, I think.
Well, no, Michael Jordan got, like, dude, when he got cut from his high school freshman team, he didn't even make it. And then he's like, no, I'm going to do this. And he, like, literally went there.
They just probably thought it wasn't fair. He walked in 6'6" already, just like, hey.
I don't know what it was. I think it was something like, the coach was like, nah, you don't have a shot. And he was like, bullshit. I don't
have a shot, dude.
Yeah, and then he went there and practiced.
Michael Jordan, full-blown mustache, 6 years old.
Every day, like 6 a.m., working on his fucking...
Stretching.
Yeah, dude, and then he's Michael Jordan. He that guy practiced
Some
harder
people,
than anybody.
If you look at Shaquille O'Neal, it's like, not doubting their practice and their effort, but it's like, yo, dude, of course you're going to be a monster. Of course you're going to go into... we're lucky that Shaquille O'Neal hasn't thrown a punch at somebody and anger. You know what I mean? Because
I bet you there's a lot of people out there the same size as Shaquille O'Neal who aren't in the NBA, obviously. You know what I mean? It still thinks
how many people do you think are that size?
A lot of dedication and practice, man.
But dude, 7'2", a lot of people that size. I don't think there's a lot of people that size.
Bro, there's 6 billion people on this planet.
I know, but the average size is 6 foot. Like, it's not even 6 foot. It's like 5'9" or something like that.
But
the average size. You're talking fucking 2 feet taller than the average size.
Tell me there's like one person the size of Shaquille O'Neal on this planet. Like, there's a lot of fucking
I'm not
big
saying
people.
that. I'm not saying that. But if you think, I'm saying there's probably in Fort Collins right now, the size of Shaquille O'Neal, how many people do you think there are?
I
How
don't
many
know,
people
man.
do you think that are 6 foot or 7 foot to
Do they?
290 pounds?
Do you put that on the census? I don't know, man.
Would that be on a census? But it could be. It's something we need to find out where these giant people are going, what they're doing. You know what I mean? Because you don't see them around every day. You know, like what the fuck?
I think people are getting bigger though. Like, you know, I was even wondering that with with my son being born. Like, man, he's
a honking boy.
He was born premature, and he came out like 4 pounds, man. And now he's already like up to
growing,
like the 60th percentile. Dude. Like, he's tall. He's gonna be tall. And like, I look at my dad; he was a little shorter, and then he had 4 boys. And look at my brother; he's way taller. And so I don't know.
Yeah, I think you go. I mean, I'm not 100% sure, but like, yeah, your mom's kind of tall.
Yeah,
she's not that tall though. I guess she's older though. You know what I mean? She shrunk down already. That's what happens. It's just how
gravity,
calcium. You know, it's a fucking bitch.
Yeah, I don't know, man. Anyway.
Yeah, so it's nice though, dude. So you've had everybody in the house, including in front of the house, and you've just been.
Yeah, this place has been. A lot of people.
You think it's helped having people in and out, left and right?
Man, it's been great. It's the most people I've seen, you know, because of this whole lockdown. It's been great.
Right.
Like, it's brought me closer to like all of my family and like friends, close friends, man. Like,
yeah, that's something people don't think about. That, like, I mean, via Skype and even over through messaging, it's like people contacted each other, and you know what I mean. Really, Renee was over there taking shots and drinking. You know what I mean, with her people. It was cool to see raves going on and bands playing. So it was an interesting aspect to see what was happening. Like, could you imagine if there was no internet and they were just like, "Yep, go stay indoors"? Not gonna happen, dude.
Yeah,
that would have never happened in 1995, dude. There would have been no way.
I don't know, man. I don't know.
You think they could have kept your 9-year-old ass indoors with a mask on, a 15-year-old ass indoors with a mask on?
Fortnite.
I mean, even then, dude, like when PlayStation 2 was not dope, you know what I mean? Like PlayStation was dope.
PlayStation 2 was pretty dope.
It was dope at the time, but like revisit it, you were like, man, I can't wait till it gets dope. And then all of a sudden, you know.
Yeah, and you're gonna revisit this stuff and be like, man,
whoa,
PlayStation 5 was
when you
dope.
Plug it into the back of your head, you know what I mean?
Like in the Matrix.
Plugged into the Matrix, just
yeah. I don't know, man.
Well, I believe that it's a beautiful thing to see you going through these transitions, and you know what I mean. It's inspiring for me. How much of your time do you say at this point do you spend? You know what I mean. Even worrying about sobriety.
A lot, man. I gotta if I don't if I don't take care of myself, you know, I'm not guaranteed anything. So, like I said, this last year was a struggle. But it feels really good getting back into prayer and meditation and just trusting. You know, my wife just left her job doing international tax, and she's starting to work with me. Yeah,
big moves, family operated business now. That's on the logo, dude. With a little baby bean on the logo, dude, popping out the pocket. Boop, baby bean, paint your house.
It's excited, man. You know,
I'm a baby bean.
We just man, what I've been doing, I am all about customer service.
All about that C-Serve, dude.
That's it, man.
C-Serve and C-Protect.
Just make sure we do the best job. We show up on time. We do what we say we're going to do. We crush it.
How hard was it for you to learn the system that you use for your business?
It took, I was a slow learner with it. You know, it took me, the first 2 years was really a pretty steep learning curve.
And what years? I'm sorry again. What was the years that you?
2016, 2016, 17 were probably the biggest struggle.
The biggest struggle.
But then, really 19 and 20, I've really shifted gears and started we've seen growth every single year, but it's just
it's a pretty solid system.
Yeah, it is, man.
Pretty solid system.
Yeah, it's very good.
And just coming about that, how was that? I mean, obviously you were you had to have been worried, or maybe even foot half in the door? Was there relapses? Were you still struggling with addiction at that point, or
early on I was still drinking,
Still
but I was still
drinking.
I mean, like I said, I was a binge drinker. I would handle all my work and and then just on the weekends and stuff.
Yeah.
But yeah, it was just I was just like I said, like the biggest thing for me, man, I was emotionally unhappy. Like I was constantly out of energy and drained because I was like constantly fighting myself.
It's crazy though, because but that's like what alcohol, so abusing alcohol and flooding your brain with that, yeah, like slows it down and then separates and breaks it down to where like as soon, I mean, it can kill people from stopping drinking alcohol, if you drank too much. And I've been worried about that at points. I'm like, I don't think I can, because I'm like, just let me get by. But so at the time, like, have you ever been worried you're gonna die if you quit?
I guess my younger years.
Younger man.
No, but I knew.
Was that more just an ode to the grave?
No, man. It was like it's backwards, man. I was afraid I was gonna die if I didn't. I knew. Honestly, man, the best life I have ever lived is like truly like
completely sober,
meditating, doing yoga,
thankful,
working
grateful.
out. Yeah, life
Adjectives
became like 1,000 times easier. And not like easier that challenging things don't continue to arise every single day.
Right.
But
well, and then failing's a part of success, right?
And just like falling in love with the learning process. Like we're human, we all make mistakes.
Right.
And to be able to acknowledge that and not beat myself up. I give myself a hard time.
Are there cues that you give yourself when you're using language in your head? Is there things that you use to twitch off and maybe, you know what I mean?
Yeah, when I'm on it, like it's crazy how fast it can get away from you, how negative thinking can come back so quick. Because I'm not saying every day has been perfect. Like negative thinking has definitely consumed me. And I think the big thing, man, is like it's the awareness of it. Awareness.
Be aware of the consumption.
Awareness of your thoughts and is like half the battle. Because like we think... Like there's like some stat out there that like we think 90% of the same thing day in, day out. So like, and it's just like pre-programmed, man, these like neural pathways.
So what you do is in the time that you're going, you're just saying new things to yourself instead of going through and eventually the hopes that repeats and turns into
so yeah, I mean like
because but like and it's on a spiritual level, you don't like you sit there in the gutter and then you're like, oh, this is gonna get better, and then like it starts getting better, you know what I mean? Because at that point anything is better.
Yeah, well, dude, it's so the way I see it, like you can do positive affirmations all you want until your face is blue. But if you're not
to move,
if you're not getting up and trying new things and like putting yourself out there to get out of your comfort zone, like I've always had this, and like I like to see it as like leaning into fear just enough, leaning into discomfort just enough, not to where I cripple myself with anxiety, but enough to grow every single day. Because like life is not easy.
By no means. Yeah, absolutely not. Dude,
and
that's the hard part about it, right? Is it's just not easy.
Yeah, just being willing to try something new. And if you fail, you get back up and you try it again, rather than beating yourself up and then like affirming to yourself, well, I tried, see, I can't do it, so
yeah,
must be nice.
That's that language again, right? That's like that's the tone and shit like that. If you're like, fuck, I fucking failed, oh, this bullshit. You know what I mean? There's two ways you can handle that. I guess just repeating. I find that personally, you know what I mean? Like the overbearing tone that I have with myself. And I gotta like sometimes I gotta pull back and be like, yo, dog, you know what I mean? Like you didn't kill nobody. You know what I mean? Like you just walking a dog, man. Like it's all right. Is there moments like that for you? When you're sitting there going just throughout your day and it's just like all of a sudden, oh, I'm a fucking piece of shit. And
Yeah, dude. Man, if anyone talked to me the way I talk to myself sometimes, we would not be friends.
It wouldn't be talking.
No, man.
Punch them.
Yeah.
And they goddamn no sickle.
Yeah, man. It's like, dude, it's crazy how I can talk to myself sometimes. But honestly, man, it was finding that self-love. Like, and I have really had to do some goofy shit to
straight goofy. And I think that's what most people are afraid of, in the sense of like going to yoga and doing that, is like looking or even being spiritual. It's like,
dude, I could be sitting in the room by myself saying this goofy shit to myself, and I still feel uncomfortable to tell myself I love myself. It's making me comfortable
thinking of you telling you,
dude, which it should.
Just sitting in a room, I love myself,
dude, and like I had
dressed
to,
up
man.
like Patrick Swayze, fucking doing pottery.
I had to fucking just like me making pottery. Yeah, dude. It's but that's it, man. I got a really good friend, and he's always like said, laugh through the bullshit, because it's always bullshit.
It's always gonna be there.
Find a way to bring joy into this world. Really, and the one thing that the program and like this recovery has taught me, like this journey of it, is to truly like find a way to be helpful to others. You know what I mean? Like there's like, it truly is like in giving and we receive. Like if you're looking to help other people versus look for the way of what I can get out of it, and truly like at your core believe it, not like trying to like, oh, I'm gonna go give this person who needs $5 in the street $5 and then expecting, okay, something good's gonna happen to me. You know, it doesn't work that way. Like to truly like not worry. And that's that having faith, man. I am not worried because I know I'm like protected, and I'm like some force is guiding me. That same force that's been expanding this universe for like 7 billion years, that life force is what created me.
Yeah.
And so it's like I can trust if it created this
starlight, baby.
Yeah, if it created this like beautiful planet and like
this beautiful man sitting there in his basement loving himself, that is healthy and beautiful.
It is, man.
I don't give a fuck what anybody says.
I don't give a fuck, man. I don't, because that shit saved my life.
That shit saved your life, dude.
100%. And then I've really started like going after my dreams, man. I really started like make music. I became like 1,000 times more effective in my company when I really just started caring about like how can I help these people versus like what's in it for me,
right?
You know,
got
like,
all fit and shit too, right? That's a big thing, dude. Once you start physically feeling the benefits of not being a total smushy to your body, you know what I mean? Like that's a whole the amount of energy that you get,
bro. I've struggled with, especially over the pandemic.
Yeah, well, that's hard on everybody.
A lot of shit, you know. So
and I feel bad for anybody that wasn't mentally fucking, and families and everybody got T-boned by this thing, dude. Thought it was, you know what I mean? Like so many people got left alone, and it's like, you know. But here we are. But there's so many different, like I said, if it was 1995, dude, and it was like that, you wouldn't be able to, man. You know what I mean? Like. Because at least we had Skype and cell phones now. Back then, what would you be doing? You know what I mean? Like, it'd be like a flowers in the attic situation.
I don't know where you've been at, man, but Skype had like a 10-year head start and Zoom fucking won.
See, I haven't been there. I don't know. I still straight up don't know. Yeah.
You want to Skype?
You guys still, I'm still trying to Skype people. There ain't nobody. Maybe that's why nobody's. I'm just on the wrong thing, dude. By the time I finally get Zoom, it'll be something else. Zam. It'll be back to Skype.
Back to Skype. Everyone's like, back to the pow.
Yeah. I need a microphone that just fucking blasts. These little attachments on the microphone. Dude, yeah, it's super cool, man. Well, yeah, I just hope for the people out there, they realize, you know, that are struggling and shit like that. There's ways around it. People are out there. There's programs. They're not as what they seem. Don't be afraid to look goofy. You know what I mean? No. Like, look at Patrick Swayze, dude. Look at Patrick Swayze. Look at that haircut. You know what I mean? That motherfucker will not only outdance you, but he will like every position, fuck your girlfriend, and then karate kick you into the sky.
Mold a statue of
and
you
then
out of
mold
clay.
it while banging your girlfriend.
Leave it behind as a calling card. And
Was she see anybody in that movie at that time? Was she like actively?
Bro, I don't know. You keep on bringing these '80s references, like
I don't think I've ever actually even watched that movie either. I just for some reason.
Yeah.
Just positivity. When I see positivity, it's like in my mind, it's like Patrick Swayze, just like fucking, you know what I mean? Just hair. That's like my version of God is Patrick Swayze's head.
Whatever it's got to be, man.
You know what I mean? That's it.
Yeah.
Yeah, man. So that's cool, bro. But fucking. So I mean, at all times, you just carry around the armor of self-consciousness and keep moving.
Dude, there's like it wavers, man, but I know it's like
you said, you have to have people.
It's exponential. Like,
do you sponsor anybody? Or are you in that whole situation?
I've actually been out of the program for a little bit, man.
Like, you just took it easy on the program.
Yeah, this last year we've kind of just been on the fringe. We still have a lot of friends, and I got a lot of people who.
Does that happen often? And then, like, you know what I mean? You see these people later on, they're just totally fucked. Like, they disappear from the program, then they come back, and it's just.
Yeah.
It's
I don't know.
There's more or less.
It definitely happens, man. Like, it's like, dude, it's not. This work is not easy.
It's not easy.
No,
it's not easy
by any means, man.
You gotta be able to look at yourself.
Yeah. But at the end of the day, man, it really just like program or not, dude. It just boils down to, are you like? I got sick of being where I was at. And like it's like a perpetual, like I can either sit there and pout for days.
This is you getting out of it. This is you getting out of it. Yeah.
I could sit there and I could pout for days.
How'd you handle it during the pandemic? How'd you handle it during lockdown? I mean, you had family here, obviously.
Family, man. Like it's just knowing that I know the version of myself of like what it feels like to live like truly connected. In surrender to like to reality every day, and like nothing compares to that feeling. There's no
to having experienced it.
No, it's like it's like this. It's a natural state of being. I wanted to say high, but it's not even a high. It's a natural like state of being. It's a state of joy. And again, like just because I'm in a state of joy does not mean that bad things don't happen.
Aren't existing in that world.
It's not like you're living in the.
You're
like,
seeing it. You're dealing with the problem.
I just don't attach to it.
You're still alive.
I'm not obsessing over the problem anymore and making it this huge scenario that doesn't even exist, only exists in my mind. Like life still happens. Life is still hard. It doesn't turn into this but it's my choice if I want to take the bait on whatever my mind is telling me about a situation and run off with it. I just think, but knowing that feeling is what always like it's like a pull. Like there's nothing compares, man.
Nothing compares.
No relationship.
You don't have to have that feeling all the time. Doesn't it become a drug? Like if you don't have to have that feeling all the time and you live and you dip and then like when you reach and you know what I mean? Like, so you can't feel that way always, you know what I mean? Right? Is it always a thing? Like, can you always feel enlightened?
That's a very good question. Have I? No. Like,
but
I think it's possible.
People, you know
absolutely. I think there's people in the past who have done it, like really high up spiritual people, like Yogananda and Jesus and
stuff like that. Yeah, all the greats. You know, what I mean?
think it's absolutely doable.
Lincoln.
People, probably could want to argue this, but I think it is. I think it just takes a lot of discipline and a lot of work.
Yeah, because that's all dedication. That is, right? You're sitting on the hill fucking thinking.
It's a choice. Everything that happens in our life.
I find, though, like, there's a lot of times, like, sometimes when people use explaining as a way to, like, you know what I mean? Like, meditation, something, so is action. Action's the main thing, though. So, like, action and meditation have to coexist.
Or reaction. Like, everything that happens in my life, the only thing I'm in control of are my thoughts, my emotions, my actions, and reactions, right? And so here's my argument on like the state of staying in a state of joy. When things happen, like I have a choice to react to it or not,
right,
and let it affect me.
100%.
So it could be terrible, and I could let it take me out of joy,
or
and I
you
might
fucking laugh your way through it.
Or I could still experience sadness and emotions.
Yeah.
But there can still, like, joy is like an overwhelming feeling of knowing that it's gonna be okay.
Yeah, you don't
no matter
have to.
what. Like, doesn't mean that you want to. Like,
well, it's healthy to feel emotions.
yeah, I don't think you want to stay in a pure state of bliss all the time. Like, it's a wave.
It's
man.
a wave, yeah.
And that's how life is. You know, the moment you think you got it, guess what? It's about not to be gotten.
Yeah,
you know. And I think it's like being aware of that, knowing everything in life is a cycle. And so it's not getting caught in the lows, and also detaching from the highs too. So when you're experiencing something really good,
be able to pull back.
Yeah, not trying to latch onto that moment and bottle it up and save it for later. Just experience it and let it go through you. And wow, that was a really cool experience. And then as experiences happen, you just kind of ride through it. And like, so I think it's a personal choice, man, that everyone has.
Well, I mean, you know, and like, once again, too, enlightenment is basically just you being okay with you, right? I mean, that's like all you're doing. It's like, I don't need to get high because I'm okay with myself. You know, so whatever you're doing, yoga. And that's why usually you look at athletic people and they're kind of mentally a little bit more disciplined, because that's what it is. You got to wake up and you got to go actively
train
and
every
train
day,
and pursue,
like discipline,
and tell yourself that you can do it.
Yeah,
I wouldn't know anything about that.
Well, and then that's how you do it, man. Like,
That's how you do it.
Because if you don't know how to do something, you go out and try, and you'll fail a couple times till you figure out how to do it, and then all of a sudden you have a confidence, and guess what? Down the road, now you know how to do it, and you keep doing that, and you get better and better and better.
Yeah,
like,
man. Totally. It's repetition. You got 10,000 hours makes you a professional, though. You know what I mean? Don't forget that. Like,
yeah.
And you could rap your entire life, or you can, you know what I mean? Like, you can do anything until you actively pursue after it, is what we always say, dude. Is we gotta start putting things together.
You gotta put in work.
To put in work, man, and being conscious, being aware, all that beauty. You know what I mean? It's easy to do. It's not easy to do, but being conscious, and you know what I mean. All you have to do is like be okay. Look at yourself. Like physically, it's easy to do. You know what I mean? Like I don't even know. Sometimes it's hard to do, man. It's really hard to look at yourself and take a full examination of the weight and the shit you've done and the people that you've hurt. So.
Yeah, well,
what would you say to people going through that right now? What would you do? Like,
have faith and continue on. Like, there's something about there's something about when you take action, even if you don't know how to do it, that like providence moves, man. Like the universe meets you halfway. Like if you are truly dedicated, and you probably will fall on your face the first few times or whatever, but like eventually something gives way and you are supported through it. But you gotta just keep trying, no matter what. Get back up and continue to try. Or like, the time's gonna go by no matter what. Right. You know what I mean? Like life is gonna go by no matter what. So you can sit through the discomfort of it and like stay in that pain,
right? Like
that really uncomfortable pain, or you can go through this like front-loaded pain, but then it exponentially gets better. Like, you know what I mean? So it's like, either way,
yeah, but like pain's addictive. You know what I mean? You see people that like, you know what I mean? Misery becomes like a normal.
It's a drug. It's chemical. It's produced by chemicals.
Yeah. So so is not being miserable. It's another drug. You know what I mean? So it's another chemical.
We're walking pharmacies, man. We got our brain is like producing
you get
all
what
of these
you
emotions,
want, dude.
and
like you can literally like, and then you know, like in situations, I don't know if anybody's ever been where it's like, oh, I possibly could die. That whole, that tunnel vision, slow time, you know what I mean? Like, that's a real instinctual feeling, you know what I mean? That's a fucking God's honest, yeah, dog.
Yeah.
Yeah, man, sobriety, bro. I fucking dig it.
It's good, man. It feels. It definitely feels good, dude. Like it's a good life.
It is a good life, and it's one that's actively pursuing. And you know what I mean. There's a lot riding on it now. It's not just you. Like that one time, fucking you and I got into an argument, and you just sat your happy ass in that fucking fire pit, and you know what I mean. It just started. fuck? You know what I mean?
Yeah.
I was like, that's the only way you won that argument, though, dude.
Bro,
I was jealous of that.
That was
I was like
instant
the
karma, man. I was
strongest flex ever, dude.
Bro, I was like, it was instant karma. I was like drunk at you, Blake, which I used to do all the time, telling people how to get their shit together when I was fucked up, and like always on a soapbox that nobody wanted to be around.
I mean, you know, like things start getting weird, dude. People, when people are drunk and around each other constantly, dude, shit's always gonna get weird. So like your homies, like now, you know what I mean, like that you're going through some shit, dude. Like it's good to have a healthy conversation. You know what I mean? I feel like that's kind of like what the good thing about being drunk is. You get to be like, here you go, you fucking piece of shit. You know what I mean? Like, and then there it is, all on the table. And the next day you kind of remember, but you kind of don't remember. You know what I mean? So it's like subconsciously there's like, okay, dude, at least there's like a subconscious understanding, because it's like without having the intention of hurting people, shit can get passive to the point where it's like so frustrating it will hurt people. You know what I mean? Like,
yeah.
So that's what I mean. Like, so when you were like on your little thing, is like it wasn't ever. You know, it's just how the game goes. Dude,
well, dude, but that was the specific moment I fell in the fire. That was like instant karma. I was like, Blake, man, you need to get your shit together. And then like I fell backwards into the fire.
It was a smooth move.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I just take these like random breaks to go rearrange shit in the van.
Yeah, got to, dude. Yeah, boy. Brumbacat. You want to get a freestyle going, dude?
Not right now.
No, not right now. A bumbaclot. Bumbaclot on the mic that I rock. I never stop. Make our jaw drop. Make our jaws drop. Yeah, you and music, man. So tell me more about that. Like, I've been rapping. We've been freestyling since I fucking known you, dude.
Yeah.
So that's obviously a thing. Like, what made you with the final straw? I'm gonna go take music lessons or learn Ableton.
Well, yeah, I didn't go to school. I've been working on Ableton for 2 years now. Like 2.5 actually. But, dude, it was when I got sober, man. It was like, holy shit, I had been wasting my life. And all of a sudden I was like, damn, if I could, I started just looking at what I wanted to do and started making it happen. And, I built up a pretty nice studio, and yeah, it's good, man.
What's the frustrations levels with that? Got to be.
Oh my god, that talk about the learning curve of falling on my ass, man. Like, dude, the hardest part about making music is I know what good music sounds like. You know? And then when you get in front of that and you're making these like not good beats, like, you're not making good music, and you're frustrated. And I don't know. There's I've
quit several of programs.
Yeah, dude, Ableton is like a program where there's 10,000 decisions you can make in every moment, and you got to figure out what those are and like trust that process. And man, that has been a struggle.
Dude, just me looking at that, it's like a whole nother planet. I can't tell if you're trying to land a spaceship or, you know what I mean? It's wild. I can see that process. I mean, but what do? You plant a tree today and fuck it tomorrow, right?
Yeah, I mean, I just keep chipping away at it. You know, I go through waves.
Yeah.
Like, because I'm still running this business, and so it's
still
like,
building a family, running the business, dude.
Yeah, and so like I'll really grind out at it for like every single day, you know, and then I haven't, Live 11, Ableton 11 just came out, and I haven't even had a chance to open it up and use it yet. It's been out for like a week. And so it's like,
especially this is the most busiest time of year for a guy that's associated sells paint, right? I mean,
yeah,
it's the busiest time.
It's starting to ramp up, man.
Ramp up.
Yeah, springtime.
And you need your paint.
Looking to get their house painted. So
Fort Collins, Colorado, dude.
Yeah,
noble painting.
Yeah, so
noble beat.
It's good, man. But yeah, either way, I love it, man. It's a form of self-expression. I started making beats because, I was always freestyling, and I was just tired of going on YouTube looking for, like, tight beats. And, like, at first, I used to like it, and then all of a sudden they all started sounding the same.
Right.
And then living in Colorado, I really like the bass music down here, like neuro bass and, like, just, like, Colorado crunk bass music.
That thick shit. That thick Colorado crunk music.
Or whatever, man.
Hit it with that deep bass.
Yeah, and I like it. And so and then as I started going to shows and festivals around here, I started freestyling over that stuff. And I was like, damn.
Wait a second.
This is like not a normal beat.
Right.
And so I went on like this quest to start, making music like that I could rap over. And I'm still working at it, man. I'm getting to a place pretty soon. I feel like where I'm like comfortable recording vocals and all that. So
that's good, dude.
Yeah, hopefully I'll have some music out pretty soon. I've got a few tracks that are finished without vocals that are just instrumental, like electronic tracks that I'm pretty happy with.
Yeah, and whenever I figure out which group this goes, I'll have plugs in on however this works out from there. So
yeah, man.
Super dope.
It'll happen, man.
And from such a short amount of time, that program obviously has some bite to it because in a short amount of time, how long have you been in that program that you were in down in?
Oh, that was 6 months. It was cool. That like really jumped me to the next level.
It boosted.
I was in loop jail, man. I knew how to put together like a 16 or 32 bar loop. Arrangement always like frustrated me of like how does it have to go and all that. And it kind of that jump started me.
Now, did you have any like musical other than freestyling, which is that's actual musical to me, but like did you play guitar?
No, not really at all.
You went in and said this is going to be my instrument.
Yeah. Well, I just feel like I've understood rhythm and words really well, and like over the years of freestyling, I've really developed like a cadence and like a flow.
Nice style, dog. You sure we can't put a fucking beat on, dog? Come on, man.
Yeah,
we can edit it out. We'll do it later, dude.
Oh man,
come on. It's supposed to be out here fucking making music.
We can take this podcast to the basement.
Take it to the basement. Yeah, no, it's cool. It's cool to see too. I because actually putting nose to grindstone, face to grindstone, dude, is a hard thing that anybody has a problem with doing. So once you finally were like, fuck it, I've had enough of that, started hopping on the beats and started producing them. So what'd you say, 2 years and then 6 months with this program?
Yeah. And again, it's off and on, man.
It's off and on. You got life to live.
Yeah. Well, dude, that's what always stressed me out, man. It's like I want to do is make music, but then I do love my company, and so it's just like switching, finding the balance of like running a business. It's like a lot of logical thinking.
Right.
You know what I mean? It's very meticulous. Like I'm doing these fundamentals. And
follow this
problem solving, and then I'm doing this over and over and over.
Do these steps over and over.
Exactly, and then you're done from that all
hopefully
day,
acquiring people,
and you want to switch over to the creative brain, which is like not like that, where it's like but the whole spiritual aspect has helped me with that, of having faith, of just like some of the best shit I have like written on Ableton is like when I've like come out of meditation and completely like
just
let
go into it.
I'm willing to let go of how my music looks or sounds.
We have different ideas and opinions on how people can make music, and not people can make music. You know what I mean? Like I take the don't lay it down till you got it fucking written, and you do the freestyling world.
Yeah. I'm gonna get it right, man.
There's a good mixture to it. It can be done, obviously. You know what I mean? It's just that
I just don't like to write. And then like when I realized my freestyles were getting really good. Now the problem is just being able to do that under pressure of being like
can you
pressing
handle
record.
Both of those, and then while mic in front of your face, can you shine through?
Not thinking of the things to say. Because it's easy when you're just doing it.
Yeah, going through the motion.
Because then it just shows up because you're not worried about it.
It's true.
But then the moment, like, and
it's healthy to, like you said, though, like with your emotions and how you have those written down. You know what I mean, like in aspirations and stuff like that too. It's I think it's as being an artist, it's also important to catalog and fucking.
Yeah, totally. But
know.
the way I look at writing now, since
I guess you're right though. If you sit there, like you could literally have like somebody's grandma's like say words into a microphone and then cut them into like a dope, bibliography or like
well,
do whatever you want now. I mean, that's what I never experienced that with somebody in autotune before, and it's like, wow, you sound completely different. You know what I mean? And it's like, wow, you know what I mean? Like there's a pretty far range that you can hide in now musically because of the, you know what I mean? Like you used to be like, oh man, I wish I had somebody that could sing this chorus, and then you'd have to go find somebody that could sing this chorus. You know what I mean? And Nate Dogg come out and just get it. But you used to have to find a person that could sound like that or try to make yourself sound like that. Now it's just like, boop, 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 flip a couple switches, turn a knob, and it's like, wow, dude, this guy sounds pretty good. You know, like even me, like this fucking voice, it's like you auto-tune the shit out of it, sound like an angel farting.
Yeah. Yeah, I don't know, but that's why I set up the studio, man, was to, because that's like, I figured that's how I wanted to write, was just be able to freestyle, and then I can go through and listen to them and, learn from what I'm saying, and, because even when you're freestyling, you're like, oh shit, I should have said that instead.
I've 100 million times I've missed not missed that, but there's so many times in the midst of this artistic expression of me freestyling, I'm like, fuck, I want to write that down.
I know, but
it's like, why can't I remember that? And I used to be like, I wish I had something that I could record, and then cell phones became big, and then there was that, and I was like, oh, still don't use it.
Yeah.
Yeah,
well, that's why I set the studio up, so I can learn from while doing that. And again, I'm almost there. I feel like I'm close. I really do. And then
I've seen the progression.
Hopefully be releasing music pretty soon.
Absolutely.
Yeah.
Dude,
there's a certain point where I just gotta fucking release it.
You just gotta at least put it out there.
Put it out there, man. Mm-hmm. I gotta get over
I'm gonna record this on VHS and mail it to 15 people.
15 people. What's my goal today?
Fucking white powder.
I'm gonna fucking
listen
to my mixtape, man.
Yeah, you heard my mixtape. You know what I mean, dude? I need to get a 4-track recorder so I could do that lifestyle, because I had a guy fucking that was his jam, you know what I mean? Just like sit there and record. You used to have to, what was that? Press record. And, I like that. Press record, and then play that and that together while press record. You know what I mean? Like, and it's the same thing. It's just now you could do it on a fucking computer that's like this big. Like,
yeah.
It's wild. And it's a beautiful, it's cool to see what making music accessible. You know what I mean? Like, you don't have to be Mozart to play an organ anymore.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like, there's like presets, and then people can be creative in so many different aspects now. It's a process that I've enjoyed watching hip hop grow into what it is, and it's pretty cool, man.
Yeah.
It was fun to see that, you know what I mean? But yeah, beans are cool, dude. I think that the weather is warm because I turned that fucking heater on.
Yeah, I'm actually gonna have to wrap this up here pretty soon.
Hey, we rapping and tapping, dude. Well, that's cool, man. That's my first over an hour PCast with my boy Pater. You know what I mean? Noble Painting. I love you, dude, and you know what I mean. Congratulations on the family.
Yeah, man. I appreciate it, dude. It's
no problem.
Dude, it's been rad having you out here, man, with the fucking van.
Dude,
I'm glad
pleasure,
we're doing the fucking send off podcast. It's good, dude.
This is like so important to me. I couldn't.
It's real.
You know what I mean? I think I get lost and I think about it, but it's like my entire life, dude. I was always waiting for you to be my buddy, dog. You know what I'm saying? Like, not to be all fruity booty about it, but
man,
you were the first person that ever like looked at me and was like, "Yo, dude, I'm fucked up," and I'm like, "Damn, I'm fucked up too." It was like, I'm about to do this, and I was like, "Well, how about we just change?" Hey, you're like, I'm about to go to Colorado and fucking leave New Orleans. I was like, that sounds cool, dude. How about California? You're like, I guess. It's like, nah, bro. Let's have 5 more shots out there.
Yeah. And then I woke up with a plane ticket to California.
Yeah, dude. Hey, we're the best fucking friend ever. But
yeah, dude, family at this point, bro.
Absolutely,
it really is, dude. Family.
I love you in the progression too, dude. I'm glad I've got to grow and learn with you, dude. To be honest with you, dude. It's been a big deal. Even though like how we are, dude, space cadets, but it's like Stardust, dude. You know what I'm saying? Like you were saying earlier, it was,
dude. Highs and lows are inevitable in this life, and it's just like like for me, just not getting trapped in the lows because it's easy for me to do.
And remember what you said, dude. There's a network. Like when you can't see the beauty, dude, there's somebody there that can.
Always someone there.
You know what I
Gotta
mean?
find them.
You gotta find them, and like I forget to do this all the time. You
look to be of service, man. Get out of yourself. Just figure out how you can go help someone else.
That's that's it right there.
How can I be of use to this world?
What can I do to be improved?
And don't do it to a state where you're like helping people to avoid your own problems.
Yeah, you got. Well, you have to fix yours first.
It's
right?
the yin yang, man.
You can't. Else it's just an addiction again.
You can't give without a full cup.
Yeah, you got to literally.
There's a point where you do have to work on yourself first.
You got to be selfish to be selfless.
Truly, though, you got to be taking care of yourself. You got to be doing the right things. Because, like, again, I could tell you all this shit. Yeah. If you're looking at me like you're not doing any of that. Right. You know what I mean? Like, it doesn't work.
Yeah.
Versus, like, if it's like.
But like you said, though, like, and don't be discouraged if at all you falter, like, you know what the good feels like. It's achievable,
And it's always there. It's a choice.
And it's a reality. Like, the lies are the shit that you tell yourself that are the fucking hurt.
That's the bullshit because they're all lies, man. You're telling yourself that you're worthless. I can't do this.
Or it might not even be lies, but it's not you telling you. That's somebody else's that fucking put that language in you. You weren't born with that language.
No,
you came out the womb. You're like, I am ready. Little Pete. No, you know what I mean?
Yeah.
I'm fucking this shit up. You know what I mean?
It's wild. And watching Theo now, my son.
He's doing it. He's bobbleheading too, but it's a beautiful thing to get to grow and progress. And like when you find a homie, you know what I mean? Which I got so many, but it was like, dude, life, brother, you took me to where I'm at. I'm out in front of your house in my house, dude. You know what I mean?
Yeah.
Fuck, Pete the Human, Blake the dog,
Blake
baby.
The dog, Pete the Human, man, for life.
Straight up, man. Adventure Time's I'm just saying, like in general, it's been a great and fucking wild ride. And those ups and downs, like don't ever think that I won't go as low with you. You know what I'm saying?
Bro, don't stop believing, man. And like, dude, it only gets better.
I'll go as high with you too, dog.
Every day, life gets better and better.
Yeah.
If you're putting in work and you're trying to be a better person,
just keep moving forward.
Keep moving forward, man, and learn, dude. Talk to people, read books, fucking listen to podcasts, whatever it is, man. There's so much information out there. I think
knowledge is a big thing, you know what I mean?
But knowledge
can be experience knowledge is like
knowledge can be a trap.
Knowledge is a trap. You have to know the difference.
It's good.
Practical, applicable knowledge.
Bro, I've fallen in that trap of reading all the books and just waiting for a magical cure to pop out of the fucking
of the page. But I like it can happen too, but you have to also be practicing your individual steps.
It's a healthy
within
balance,
that. You have to objectively be like, you know what I mean? Because like when you read a book, dude, you live a stranger in your head.
You learn and apply it. Apply it.
You got to learn which to take, apply. Yeah, it's a gift. I think, and it's been a gift being your buddy, dude. So get in there. Let's get in there and family time, buddy.
Yeah. All right, brother.
Fucking sloop the loop floop, dude. Yeah, fucking here it goes.
It's good, man. Love you too, Blake. Thanks for having me in your band, pal.
Later.